And we danced, and we cried, and we laughed, and had a really, really, really good time. Take my hand, let's have a blast, and remember this moment for the rest of our lives.
So, there's this guy named Matsumaru who works at this marketing company, and he wants to take this girl to the movies, but she's some kind of slut because she not only stands him up, but meets another guy at the same theater right in front of him.
What a bitch.
So this redhead girl who is obsessed with Audrey Hepburn and wants to become a voice actress comes out of nowhere and is like,
Who?
ちゃんと見て。私を見て。お願い。
yeah. So they go to the movies and having a good time and stuff, and then they go home and her house burns down. So Matsumaru decides to be a nice guy and take her in and help her, and then he sleeps with her and stuff.
自己紹介してなかった。私、恩田赤。赤い夕日の赤。
The next day he goes to work and finds out that his marketing concept, Nikoki, for these chips was approved, and he's like, yay! And everybody's like, yay! And I'm like, what the fudge is that? No, seriously, what is that? A cat and a tree had a baby somehow. How does that... that's creativity for you.
うまいきー。
Then they get a voice actress for the job, and wouldn't you know it, Audrey Hepburn girl gets the job, and the guy's like, what? So now they're working and living together, but then Audrey Hepburn girl is like,
俺たちの中でそんな水臭い。
勘違いしないでね。昨日の夜は気が動転してたというか、とにかく今夜からはあくまで止めてもらうだけだから、一度知ったからって恋人になったわけじゃないんだから。
so, to clear things up, they're not together, but they live and work together. But they're not together. And they can't tell anyone about it. Complications! So yeah, if you followed that, you can tell that this show has a bit of a complicated romance situation. Some of you viewers are probably already thinking, if I don't like romance, I won't like this show. If you are thinking that, then you are wrong! Or right. Wrong, right. Rec is a romance anime in many respects, but it has mainly comedy in it. The show does strongly deal with the relationship between the two leads, creating enough drama for the fans of Vampire Diaries to be happy with. But it never takes itself too seriously. Always ready to crack a joke even at the more dramatic moments of the show. The characters are the focus, and rightly so, because they are what drive the episodes forward with their interactions and decisions. The main characters, Matsumaru and Aka, are a ray of sunshine in a world that decides that almost every character needs to have a tragic backstory and overly complicated issues that even Oprah Winfrey can't help them with. Matsumaru is a down-on-his-luck salaryman who works hard at the marketing department of his snack company. He constantly tries to get ahead in the world and live a happy life, whether it is by getting his marketing concept chosen or by asking out his hot co-worker Tanaka. However, his life sucks, because whenever he gets ahead, he is constantly pushed back by something or someone. But once again, the show never lets the situation get bad enough that he starts wearing an emo comb over or some other garbage like that. Matsumaru can be pessimistic, but he still tries his best and is happy with all his achievements, no matter how short-lived they are. And the greatest thing about him is how realistic and relatable he is. We have all had those times whenever you take one step forward, you take two steps back. And what do you do afterwards? You don't go into some 10-episode emo moment where you have the worst life in the world because your goldfish died. No. You may sulk, you may even cry, but you get back on that horse, dang it, and you quit wasting my time about how much you miss your lost Cabbage Patch doll and how it's impossible to move on without it. Similarly, Aka is the definition of an optimist. If you look it up in the dictionary, you will see her face. She's sweet, she's kind, she's like the human embodiment of candy. You can't not love her. And luckily, the show doesn't make her too happy-go-lucky. She can get mad, angry, and even jealous sometimes. A character like Akka is easy to mess up if you make her too positive, but like Matsumaru, the character is real. She has other emotions other than happy, which makes her more than a one-note character. She's likable and fun, much like the rest of the cast. They honestly don't appear for very long within the show, but for good reason, because the main focus is on the main leads and their developing relationship. The cast is honestly not that big, but then again, so is the show. The average time span for an episode is 12 minutes, and there's only 9 episodes and 1 OVA. This makes for a total of 120 minutes, meaning you can watch this show in one sitting with time to spare so you can go outside and enjoy some sunshine. Or watch more anime. Probably watch more anime. Who cares about the sun anymore anyway? Due to the short nature of the show, one can easily assume that the pacing for it is rushed and unfocused. However, once again, you are wrong! The pacing for it is very well executed given its short runtime. The characters get pretty good development, even though 70% of the show is focused on comedy. Speaking of which, this show is hilarious. The comedy is well paced, sometimes even better than shows with more than twice the runtime. You will laugh and smile a lot during the show, making a great watch after one of those days. You know those days when nothing goes your way, and a test that you thought got an A on gets a C, and the cafeteria lady decides to serve cat food for some reason, and the bus drivers are jerks because they run right past your stop, and you've been waiting there for at least an hour, and... You know... those days. Also, for all you Audrey Hepburn fans out there, you will enjoy the fact that this show has several references to Our Fair Lady. Akka, as I stated before, is a huge fan of Audrey Hepburn and wishes one day to do the Japanese dub of her voice. So she often says lines from some of the movies Hepburn has starred in. Additionally, every episode is named after one of Audrey's movies like War and Peace and Breakfast at Tiffany's. This can be a cute little Easter egg for all you Audrey Hepburn fans out there, so that whether or not you enjoy this show, you can at least smile at the show's recognitions of one of your favorite actresses. And for all of you people who want nothing to do with Audrey Hepburn or have never heard of her, die in the fiery pits of hell! I mean, just kidding. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. As for the visuals, the show is adorable! The animators used a lot of bright colors for the backgrounds and even the character designs. This makes the overall look of the show cute. So cute! However, the design isn't anything profound. It's easy on the eyes, but nothing that makes you want to take a double take. The actual animation of the characters is standard enough. It's fluid enough that it's not distracting, but not so fluid that you can praise it. The music is pretty much the same too. None of it is really memorable. Sometimes you won't even notice it playing in the background. And after viewing, you probably won't even remember the soundtracks ever existed. The songs really never stood out, except perhaps for the opening theme. That song will never leave! If Akka is the human embodiment of candy, then this is the musical embodiment of cake covered in syrup, sprinkled with powdered sugar, stuffed in a Twinkie, deep fried and covered with icing. With whipped cream on top. It's catchy, it's adorable, it's oh my god, too sweet. It's sung by the voice actress who plays Akka, which is honestly pretty cool and something I would like to see more in entertainment in general. The only problem with the opening is that once you hear it one time, you will never unhear it. Every leaf, it's everywhere. Get out of my head! As for the dub, it is one of the worst dubs that ever existed because it doesn't exist. Rec, during the time of this video, has no dub, which leaves me at a disadvantage. As you can probably see, I am not Japanese. I do not speak Japanese. I will not even pretend to know any Japanese more than Watashi wa Nihongo ga hanisemasen. I can't even say that phrase right. And since I don't speak the language, that means it would be hard for me to rate how well other people speak it. I can, however, say that the voice actors did good in portraying the characters and their emotions. I guess. But I'm no expert, so don't quote me on that. So with my limited knowledge of Japanese language, I can say that the voice actors did well with the script, and for all it's worth, I enjoyed it. And I fully recommend that you watch the Japanese dub, as if you had a choice. Overall, this show is so cute! The comedy is well written and timed, and the characters lovable. The episodes are short, but the writers make every second count. It's almost like a 90s sitcom in some ways. The show never really takes itself seriously, which is in its best interest because that adds to the charm. But if you're looking for some deep drama to make you cry, then I have to point you in the direction of another show. It's something you watch for fun, because you want a good laugh, and in this reviewer's opinion, that's perfectly fine. As for the final verdict, after carefully analyzing this anime based on its plot, characters, animation, music, and my overall enjoyment, I give this show a rating of 7 microphones out of 10. Which means that this show passes the class of Brasley 101. Congratulations, Rec. You are our first graduate. If you enjoy this show, you may also like Honey and Clover, School Rumble, and Chobits. I'm Brasley 101 ending this show because I feel like eating some breakfast at Tiffany's.